It's been a really interesting 24 hours for economic data and information about how various economies are going. Starting with Australia, yesterday we had their official growth figures. And GDP in Australia in the third quarter, or gross domestic product, expanded by 0.2%. Now that was a little bit weaker than expected, but the lucky country continues to avoid the recession that most other economies have suffered by posting that positive growth. Now, growth there has been strong enough for their Reserve Bank to have started raising rates already, but a speech yesterday by the Australian Reserve Bank Deputy Governor suggested to the market that perhaps they'll pause their tightening cycle when they meet next in February, and that caused interest rates to fall slightly in Australia yesterday, and that was behind the pickup we saw in the New Zealand dollar against the Aussie dollar yesterday afternoon. Speaking of central banks, well, the biggest central bank of them all, the Fed, had their interest rate meeting, and there's no change to the Fed funds rate. It's still very low, and it's expected to stay low for an extended period. But the health of the US economy seems to be slowly perking up. We had some housing data out, building consents and housing starts, which was reasonable overnight, and their economy seems to slowly grind out of the recovery. That should eventually help support the US dollar, and in turn see the New Zealand dollar perhaps slightly pull back from its current levels that we're seeing. But that's probably something that's going to pan out through 2010 rather than any time soon.